Imagine a world where you could sell years of your life for money. In the year 2098, time was no longer just something you lived. It was currency. And Elias was about to sell 5 years of his life for $500,000. But he wasn't doing it because he wanted to be rich. He was doing it because someone he loved was dying. And he had only one choice left. The person Elias was trying to save was his mother. She had been sick for months. The doctors had one treatment left, but there was a problem. It cost $500,000. Elias had no money, no family wealthy enough to help him, and his mother's condition was getting worse every day. Then, one night, he discovered the time exchange. When Elias arrived at the time exchange, he expected to see a bank. Instead, he found hundreds of people selling pieces of their lives. 5 years for $500,000, 10 years for $1 million, 20 years for enough money to change your entire life. But there was something Elias didn't know. The company wasn't just buying people's time. It was doing something much more dangerous with it. Elias followed one of the employees into a restricted section. Then he saw something he was never supposed to see. The company wasn't storing the years people sold. It was collecting them. Thousands of glowing capsules filled the room, and on the main screen was a number that made Elias freeze. 8 million years. 8 million years had been taken from people who thought they were simply making a deal. Then, the employees slowly turned toward the window, and Elias realized she knew he was there. Elias wanted to run, but his legs wouldn't move. The woman walked toward him slowly. Then she said something that made his blood run cold. "Elias Carter, you weren't supposed to see this." Elias stared at her. "How do you know my name?" She didn't answer. Instead, she looked at the medical documents in his hand. Then she said, "You're here to sell 5 years, aren't you?" Elias nodded. Mara smiled. "Then you need to know what you're really selling." Mara finally showed Elias the truth. When you sell 5 years, you don't simply lose 5 years from the end of your life. You lose the memories you would have created during those years. The birthdays, the people you would have met, the places you would have seen, everything. Elias looked at the screen in disbelief. "So if I sell 5 years, Mara interrupted him. "You won't remember the 5 years you gave away." Elias suddenly realized he wasn't selling time. He was selling a piece of himself. Elias knew the truth now. 5 years of memories, gone forever. But then he looked at his mother's face on the screen. He remembered why he came. He couldn't let her die. So Elias made the decision. He placed his hand on the machine and pressed accept. The machine came alive. A voice echoed through the room. Transaction confirmed. Elias had just sold 5 years of his life, but he had no idea what the company was going to do with those 5 years. Then the machine started. Elias felt something leaving him. Not blood, not energy, memories. His childhood began disappearing. His first day of school, his father's voice, his mother's smile, moments he didn't even realize he remembered, vanished one by one. Elias screamed, but the machine didn't stop. 5 years disappeared in less than a minute. Then everything went silent. Elias opened his eyes. He had received the money, but something inside him was missing. And somewhere inside the time exchange, his 5 years had just become someone else's property. Elias left the building with $500,000. For the first time in months, he thought everything would be okay. But then something strange happened. He saw a little girl holding her mother's hand. And suddenly, Elias remembered something. A memory of himself as a child, standing beside his own mother. But before he could understand it, the memory disappeared. His payment device suddenly flashed a warning. Memory instability detected. Elias stared at the message. Then he looked back at the time exchange building. For the first time, he wondered if selling his 5 years had been a terrible mistake. Elias couldn't stay away. That night, he returned to the time exchange, and what he discovered changed everything. The company wasn't selling time to help desperate people. They were collecting it. Millions of years, taken from ordinary people. Then Elias saw the real purpose, a secret project called Eternity. The company was using the stolen years to extend the lives of the richest people on Earth. But there was something even worse. Everyone who sold their time was slowly disappearing from the company's records. Their names, their memories, their existence. Elias suddenly understood. The time exchange wasn't buying people's time. It was erasing them.